Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Coco, and I hope everybody had good and healthy and safe holidays. I'm already stuttering, but anyway, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope that it was filled with love and peace and grace and just some good old times with your family or with your friends or whoever you spent it with. Even if you spent it by yourself, if you enjoyed it, power to you. I'm gonna finally do my video, my marriage video. I did a 3-part series talking about dating, being in a relationship, and marriage. By no means am I giving you a how-to. It's more so my take on relationships, right? I'm not swaying anybody anyway. I'm basically just giving you guys my opinion. And this video is for people who want to get married and for people who are married. You're more than welcome to like, comment, and subscribe to my video. But comment below on what you think, whether you agree with me or not. We're talking about marriage. If marriage is something that you want, then this is to you. If you don't want to be married, if you don't see the essence of marriage, then baby, this ain't for you. Okay? Like it and keep on going, or just keep on going. For me, marriage is sacred. You know, like saying what I feel about telling somebody I love them is sacred. So marriage is also sacred to me. A lot of people get married for show. A lot of people get married just to say that's my husband. Like a lot of people get married for vain reasons or optics. You know, I want to be looked at a certain way, so I'm going to be married, even though, like, there are certain people who been in marriages for a long time, and then, you know, turns out they don't want to be married anymore. And I just think, like, making that type of commitment, it should be internal. And I also think that if you're deciding to get married, it needs to be, you need to make a list of what you're willing to do or not willing to do within a relationship. Because a lot of people be like, I want my man to do this, I want my man to do that, but what are you willing to give in your marriage? Like, what does marriage look like to you? That's my question. Hold on, you guys. Because so many people can tell you what they want, but not too many people can tell you what they're willing to give. And I think that's the problem in marriages, because people look at other people's marriages, even celebrity marriages, and they idolize these people relationships and marriages and think, oh, I want that, it's supposed to be like that. And it's like, what's good for the goose may not be good for the geese. You know, that's what I was taught. I think that so many couples, I just define your relationship or form your marriage on what you want. Don't look at what somebody else have and then that's what I want. You don't really know what's going on in people's marriages. Those people, they are the most happiest people that you know. Every time you see them, they having a good time, they showing love, like it's good spirits. Okay, good. But they're swingers. Are you willing to swing? It's like, you don't know. So it's like, stop trying to mimic somebody else's relationship and form your own, because you have to be in love with somebody that you love, not with what the world says you should love. You know, you get what I'm saying? I think the sanctity of marriage is tainted. So many people the divorce rate is high. It's like the value of marriage is not even significant. Like, it's not even like people who are married throw around, not people who are married, but the divorce word is always thrown around. I can give me another one. Like, nobody, and I'm not telling you to stay in a marriage that you're in an abusive situation, because that's life-threatening. So I wouldn't tell you to stay in that type of marriage. But I don't think people fight for marriages anymore. I think everybody wants the next best thing, and they think that having all this wear and tear on their bodies, not judging, I'm just saying, you go from this marriage to that marriage and this marriage to that marriage instead of trying to figure out who you are and what you want. I think that's the best bet if you're engaged or if you're somebody who want to get married. Are you willing to cook every day? Are you really? Because are you willing to clean every day? Is that something that you're willing to do? I'm not saying it's the only role that you have to play. And I'm not saying it's just for women either. I'm talking about whoever you're in a marriage or in a relationship with, you need to form what type of marriage you want. Do you want to work, or do he want to work, or do you both want to work? Like, those are important guidelines. I feel like, you know, there's a stigma that women should stay at home and men should work. And if that's something that you want within your marriage and your relationship, power to you. But the way this world is set up, both of us need to work, because the income ain't what it the work and the income ain't matching up. So we both need to work in my situation. But if you want your woman to stay at home, there needs to be a conversation that you really need to have. And I know once you get married, stuff might change. You was fine with that, and now you want to do something different. And I think the biggest part about marriages ending is the compromise. People are not willing to compromise. It is only so much of a compromise that they're willing to do or give. And I think that's when you need to be true to yourself. Excuse me, you guys. You need to figure out what type of person you are or who you want to be. And sometimes that person evolves and changes within the marriage. And like, my number one prayer for me was that we grow together. That's my number. Every time I pray about my relationship, that's what I'm praying about. I pray that we grow together, because we are always evolving. We're always changing. Our temperament change. Like, everything is changing, especially when you have kids and responsibilities and everything. Everything changes. So my number one prayer is for us to grow together. And that's just something that, you know, there are just certain things I personally have sacrificed, and he has sacrificed as well. But is it worth it to you? Because it may not be worth it to your friend or to whoever you talk about your relationship with. And another advice I will give to you guys, if you are married, keep the sacredcy of that marriage. Meaning, don't be gossiping about your husband, because at the end of the day, or your wife, because at the end of the day, you love her. I don't. So it's easy for me to say you should up and leave her, or you should, like, it's easy for me to say that, because I don't have no love for her. But you love her, and there was a reason why you decided to marry her, or whatever the case may be. Whatever made you decide to do it, those are your reasoning. So it's easy for me to say leave her, because I have no ties to her whatsoever. So whether you with her or not, I'm still gonna eat, I'm still gonna go to sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna change anything. So you need to be careful who you disclose your marriage to, because even that's why some people say, like, don't have single friends. And that applies to who it applies to, you know, because if you're around a jealous person, whether they're married or not, they're not going to have good intentions to you. If you're around a negative person, whether they're married or not, they're not going to have good intentions to you, because they already have a negative connotation to life. So they're not going to be good for you. And those people need to be outside of you. Like, you need to surround yourself with people who want to see you guys happy and want to see you guys win. And it's easier when you're around people who are in long-term relationships or marriage, because they understand the sacrifices that you may have to take, you know. And I think, I'm not saying you should only have me. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you can't have single friends. If you got a good friend, because for me, before, I was the single friend, right? And I'm not looking at nobody, man. I'm just not that girl. So I'm very trustworthy. So if you have somebody like me in your corner, then you don't have nothing to worry about, because I ain't finna be nobody's side, nothing, you know. But that's just me. That's why I say you need to figure out who you around when you're disclosing your marriage, your problems in your marriage, who you're disclosing them to, because if they're not for you, then they're not for you. And those people you shouldn't be having conversations with those people either. That was just my little advice, keeping your marriage business your business. But back to the sanctity of marriage, I think that, like, it's nothing wrong with people wanting to be married. Like, it's nothing wrong with it. And it's nothing wrong with people who don't want to be married. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. But if you are going to be married, I will suggest, especially if you're engaged, what are you willing to do in your marriage? Because there are going to be times where today ain't the day. your feud is short. Like, today ain't the day. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't. What? I love you, but today ain't the day. I'm not in a good mood. And you might have that often, but not often, but every once in a while you might have those type of moments. And it's like, for me, what was important to me was like how I argue with my partner was a big deal to me. Because don't be calling me bees and don't be calling me out my name and then think you gonna get some of me. Like, don't be disrespectful. I'm talking about dog right disrespectful, calling you bees, and I ain't even talking about physical. Yeah, I'm at the tip. Like, don't be calling me a bee because you calling me out my name, then you might hit me. And if you might hit me, then you might shoot me. You might like, I go to the extreme. So it's like, how I argue with my partner was a big thing for me, because it was like, how far is he gonna go? It's like, not that I'm testing it, but at the same time, when you have these hard conversations and these hard moments, I want to know, like, are you trying to go upside my head? Because I'm not that girl. You know, I know abuse is real serious, and I'm not trying to make a mockery out of that. If you're in an abusive situation, please get help. But I never understood how you, like, I got a black eye, like I'm bleeding, like you did something physical to me or emotional. I'm a Sagittarius, by the way. So if you done something to me emotionally or physically, like, it's hard for me to switch gears and want to have sex with you and want to make love to you. Like, it's hard for me. Like, I can hold a grudge. Like, I can hold a grudge. It's not a good trait to have, but it's hard for me to shift. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to be like, oh, I love this man, but cause especially I'm not vain in the sense where, like, I'm a little vain. I think everybody has a little vain in them, but messing up my face, what? I can't get my neck. What? Like, I'm talking about physical abuse, people. I'm not talking about him not paying to get my, like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about physical abuse. It is hard for me to, and this video is not about this. I'm just letting you guys know, as far as marriage goes, because that's what this video is about. If I was in a situation where that was part of it, I wouldn't be able to separate the two. Like, because once you did something like that to me, you're gonna always be looked at like that. Like, it's hard for me to not hold a grudge. Like, it's really hard. Like, it's bad. You could have did something to me and just saved a whole family and kids out of a fire, and I'm still gonna look at you like you that type of dude. And it's not good, because everybody should, everybody should have redemption, but it's hard for me to let go. It is. So I said that to say, when you're making your list of what you want and what you're willing to do in a marriage, I think you need to make that clear to your partner. Like, there needs to be a communication. For me, it was like, I don't know why. Maybe I need to drink some little water. Hold on. For me, it's like, I know that I'm going to change and I know that I'm going to evolve, but I wanted somebody who is going to love me for me, because I'm a lot to handle. I'm a lot to deal with in a good way. I really am. And if you watch my previous videos, it takes me a long time to give you a inch of me. It take a long time for me to get there. Like, my dating video, I think my relationship video, I was like, so many, 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes told me they love me, and I only told 2 back. So 5 dudes told me they love me and I only told 2 back because I don't play with stuff like that. So I have to see who you truly are. And some people are good at hiding it, but I think I'm a good candidate to pick out those because I'm so observant. Like, I'm so like sidebar. So if I get into a marriage or a relationship with you, then I personally feel like you're worthy because I know I have tested the waters. I know I have tested to the max. And of course, you can never really know who a person truly is. But I want you to understand that it's okay if you want to be married, but you need to know who you are. Because who you are at 20 may not be who you are at 30. And you're going through these different levels and you're evolving with another person. So you always have to be, you always have to think about the person that you're growing with. You really can't have a selfish moment when you're married. If he's loving on you and you're loving on him, then you don't need to have a selfish moment because you're getting everything that you need. You know what I'm saying? It's like he'll treat you a lot of people ain't got no money, but like he booked you a room for a weekend where you can just chill and relax for a weekend. He did that for you, and you're getting the peace and the quiet that you need to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I just think that the idea of marriage and the reality of marriage is different. Okay? The idea of marriage and the reality of marriage is different. Stop idolizing these celebrities and these entertainers and these movies and these shows. Like, separate entertainment from reality, people. Separate it. I'm not saying that you can't have some of the qualities that you see on TV, but to expect your man or your woman to have just unrealistically type of things. Like, there's a epidemic of threesomes, right? Within marriages. Like, people are having threesomes within marriages. It's normalized. It's a new norm. If you haven't done it, you should try it. Like, it's like a new normal type of thing. Me ain't it. I ain't sharing my meat with nobody. Like, I'm just not built like that. But if you are, power to you. But she ain't built like that. So that, like I said, that's a new normal in relationships, and people are idolizing. Well, everybody's having threesomes. Maybe I should try a threesome. She, no. She, her, no. But them, cool. It's cool for them to do it over there. But she, her, that girl over there, she ain't gonna do that. Don't ask me about it. Don't even look at me about it. Like, I can show you like, I ain't gonna get too detailed on this video because I am posting this on YouTube, so I ain't gonna get too truthful. But that's just an example of some things that is evolving in this world, and people like, oh, let's try this. No. I'm so silly. But the essence of this video is make your marriage what you want your marriage to be, and stick to it. Like, don't let somebody talk you out of something that you're happy with. If that couple over there is happy with doing threesomes, baby, I ain't gonna stop you. I ain't gonna judge you either. But I ain't gonna join you. But I ain't gonna stop you. Like, power to you. Like, I'm able to, like, accept people for who they are and not trying to change them. But people are not able to accept me for who I am and not try to change me. I hope you all like this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope everybody have a happy Friday. I'm ready for the weekend because I need time off. I'm so silly. Thank you guys for watching.